Earlier this series, we visited this Super Movers school. Super Movers is a scheme set up by the BBC and the Premier League to inspire you to be more active.
The idea is that by keeping active, I'm getting my brain stimulated and it's going to stick better in my head. And I have to say, it seems to be working.
We're back here to catch up with the pupils and see if there are any long-term benefits to being a super mover.
Super Movers is a good exercise and I can learn my times tables easier.
Super Movers make me feel awake because we do all these dances.
You don't just have to do it at school, you can do it anywhere.
I like Super Movers because sometimes you can do them just to get energetic, and then sometimes you can use them at school if you're a bit unsure about what you're doing, then it helps you to learn more.
Well, it's obvious that Super Movers is really helping
Hello? Yes? Yes? Oh, wow! OK, bye! Chris, I have the most amazing news.
What is it?
Well, you know how there are Super Movers videos for maths and literacy?
Yes.
Well, there are also ones that are just for fun, and we've been asked to make one.
That's fantastic!
I know! I was always destined to dance. First Super Movers, then Strictly. Bring on the sequins. Today we're rehearsing the dance routine for our video, and I am really looking forward to it.
So we're here at the dance studio. We're about to start practicing the ouch cha-cha, of which I am the inventor. And I guess my main hope for the day is that Xand doesn't do anything embarrassing or silly and prevent us getting a really good practice in.
So have you guys done any dancing or anything before?
Nothing graceful. No one has ever come up to me and said, "Are you a dancer?"
I think this is one of the hardest things you can do, singing and dancing.
So you go, get your body moving.
Get your body moving. This is my first day of dancing, the ouch cha-cha. I've never done any dancing at all. I don't know the next bit. It's going much better than I expected, which is extraordinary.
Cha-cha, do the ouch, cha-cha.
Do the ouch, cha-cha.
This is very hard.
We're just going to keep doing it until we get it right. We'll be fine. The boys are doing extremely well today. The first time they've ever danced, the first time they've been in a dance studio, Xand has been giving it extra oomph all day.
Don't be a slouch! Get off the couch!
He's really been reaching up those arms. He's been brilliant, yeah. I'm really impressed.
By the end of today, we have to make a video which is actually meant to be useful for people doing a dance and getting in shape. It can't just be silliness, it actually has to be a bit good. We'll get there.
Don't be a slouch. Cha-cha, get off the couch. Get off the couch.
Sorry.
Put it out together. Come on, let's go.
It's going OK. We're doing a few takes, but I think there's still a little bit of room for improvement.
Together. Come on. Oh, sorry. We had so much fun doing our video, and it's finally finished. Get your body moving. Get your body moving. Get your body moving. And do the ouch cha-cha. You can see our full video along with lots more by other stars and celebs. Just go to bbc.co.uk/supermovers and join in. Cha-cha. Get off your couch. Cha-cha. Do the ouch. Cha-cha. Do the ouch cha-cha. Don't be a slouch. Cha-cha. Get off your couch. Cha-cha.
My favourite Super Movers is the out cha-cha.
Really, Emmy? Thanks.
That helps me release my energy.
Get off the couch! Cha-cha! Do the ouch! Cha-cha! Do the ouch! Cha-cha! Well, Xand, I must say, I think we missed a calling as professional dancers.
I don't think so, Chris.
Meet Chloe and Alexia. They star in CBBC's Ice Stars. They can spin on the ice at incredible speeds without getting dizzy and falling over.
You want to have a go at spinning, Xand?
I thought you'd never ask. Hang on, I'm going to come to the side of you, okay?
Bend.
Okay, so bend.
And then
Yeah.
kind of rotate yourself and then pull in.
Now, my problem is that I'm already dizzy.
Really?
And then you've got to skate off and keep... I can, like... Oh.
Maybe a little more practice will help me out.
Yeah, I got him.
think I'd better leave this to the professionals.
So when you're doing your spins, how many times do you think you go around?
Maybe about 25-ish, yeah, or maybe more.
25 complete turns around?
Yeah.
And at the end of that, do you feel dizzy at all?
We don't really have time to be dizzy, I don't think so.
Now, I know you thought I was brilliant, but I actually can't compete with Alexia and Chloe on the ice, so I've got a little experiment to see how we all deal with dizziness on the safety of dry land. Right, you ready?
We're each going to do a spin, followed by the simple task of walking to the table and pouring a glass of water. Let's see how I fare against these two.
I can't find it. Okay, hang on. Okay.
That wasn't very successful.
Okay, and you ready? Okay, go.
Let's see how the ice skaters do.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. What, nothing? So that's why I couldn't do the spins on the ice, probably, isn't it? That's probably the only reason.
When you spin around, the fluid in your inner ear spins too. When you stop spinning, the fluid keeps moving, but your eyes tell you that you're still, and that makes you feel dizzy. The skaters are brilliant at dealing with the effects of spinning, but how do they do it? I've come to meet Dr. Barry Seamungle, one of the country's top experts in dizziness.
Now, all of us know what dizziness feels like, don't we? But for some people, it can actually be quite a serious problem, can't it?
If that happens to you out of the blue, when you're not expecting it, this can be due to problems in the inner ear or the brain.
I know you've done a study on ballet dancers. Why have you studied them?
Ballet dancers have actually been training for most of their life, and that suppresses their sensations of dizziness. So what are those brain mechanisms that allow ballet dancers to not feel dizzy? If we can understand that, we can use that to treat patients.
This is Dr. Barry's Dizzy Lab. The most important part of it is this, a special chair that allows Dr. Barry to see how different people deal with dizziness. He's going to run some tests on me and the ice stars to see how differently our bodies cope. This experiment will be conducted in the dark, so I can't see when I'm turning. After just under a minute in the chair, something very strange happens.
I feel completely still. It's really interesting. Like, I would absolutely promise you that I'm not moving.
Yeah, that's because the fluid in the canals in the inner ear are now moving together with your skull. And what we're going to do, we're going to stop the chair.
Whoa. It just feels like I'm definitely moving in the opposite direction.
The fluid in my inner ears is still spinning, and you can see from my eyes flicking that my brain still thinks I'm moving. Now it's the girls' turn. Let's see if when the chair stops, they still think they're moving.
Do you feel you're moving?
No.
Not moving at all?
No.
Well done. Okay, do you feel that you're spinning?
No.
You don't?
No.
Not at all?
No.
I've never seen anyone with zero response.
She just isn't getting dizzy at all.
At all. When the chair stopped, you were feeling as if you were turning for more than half a minute. These guys were right. They felt no sensation of self-motion because their brains are better than yours in suppressing dizziness.
All right, don't get too smug.
Thank you, Alexia and Chloe. Dr. Barry's research has shown that the part of the brain which deals with dizziness is actually smaller in people who train to spin like Chloe and Alexia.
Incredible! What's amazing about this is it could have very real medical benefits. If Dr. Barry can train people's brains to cope with dizziness, it could really help them live better lives. Right, I'm off to practice my spinning around.
I'm not sure that's how you do it, Xand.
Ouch! Xand, what are you doing? Don't distract me, Chris. I'm about to break the world record for standing on one leg.
What? What's the record?
76 hours, 48 minutes.
Wow! And how long have you been going for?
About 18 seconds. Whoa!
Right. Well, it's great that you're giving it a go, Xand. But since the average time that most people can stand on one leg is 30 seconds, I think you're going to need a bit more practice. You're really going to have to work on your sense of proprioception. It's your body's ability to sense where your muscles and limbs are. Let's demonstrate. Now, when he stands on one leg, Xand's body becomes unbalanced and he starts to fall to one side. Now, to counter this, his brain activates the muscles on the opposite side of his body and moving his body back to an upright, balanced position. Right, now keep standing on one leg, but this time close your eyes. Balancing with your eyes closed is extremely difficult. It's because your eyes give your brain visual clues about your body's position. But as well as your eyes and your sense of proprioception, your brain uses one other thing to keep you balanced, your vestibular system. It's part of your inner ear, and it sends constant information about the position of your head to your brain.
And it just so happens I have one to show you. This is a pig's vestibular system, which is pretty much the same size as a human one.
Now, it's hard to see the vestibular system because it's buried deep in the hard bones just inside your ear. But how does your vestibular system work? Well, the problem is that it's basically too small and too complicated to explain, so I think we should just probably leave it there. What? Don't be such a Johnny No-splainer. I have a brilliant plan to explain the entire vestibular system. Chris, to the cupboard of everything!
Whoa! Have you turned me into a cartoon, Xand?
Yep.
I had no idea the cupboard of everything could do that.
The cupboard of everything can do everything, Chris. Now let's put your vestibular system to the test. Inside your vestibular system, there are 3 semicircular canals. They're in charge of 3 different movements of your head. Tilting forwards or backwards, tilting side to side, and turning left or right. As you move, liquid inside the canal stimulates the tiny hairs inside. These send messages to your brain telling it to adapt and not fall over.
Wow! So that's why you can do these awesome dance moves and still keep your balance.
Yes! And it helps that I'm a cartoon too. Now, I want to prove that your vestibular system really does keep you balanced by switching it off. Let's get back to the lab.
Chris is wearing a special headband, which I'm going to control with this device. I call it Dr. Xand's brilliant big brain blocker box.
Okay.
It's a galvanic vestibular stimulator. Now, this device is going to interrupt the signals sent by Chris's vestibular system to his brain, and it should mess up his balance. I can only do this because I'm a doctor. Now, first of all, Chris, I want you to stand up straight with your eyes closed. No peeking. Simple, right? But now, let's see what happens when I turn off Chris's vestibular system. There you go. There you go.
OK, well, look, I can basically stay balanced. I mean, I didn't fall over.
But you struggled. So, what I want you to do is jump up and land in the same spot with your eyes shut.
With his vestibular system switched back on, Chris has no problem jumping and landing.
Simple. OK, now let's see how you do with your vestibular system off. Go. OK, Chris, are you ready for the final challenge? Yes. Good. You're going to need this.
Wait a minute, is this my ice cream?
How dare you? This is a science experiment.
With his vestibular system on, Chris has no problem walking forwards.
There we go. Easy.
Let's see how he gets on when the signal is interrupted.
Go! Chris! Chris! Your ice cream! I mean, my ice cream!
So we've shown you that your body stays balanced thanks to your vestibular system.
It's constantly sending essential messages about the position of your head to your brain, helping it to do the simplest things like standing upright and walking.
Well, it just goes to show that you can't serve the mid-afternoon snack without some help from your trusty vestibular system. You've got a little something on your face.
Where, here?
Yeah, I think you got it.
I get it?
Yeah, you mainly got it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
When you're a patient, life can be a bit boring, so it's important to keep upbeat and entertained on the wards.
Today's hospital heroes help with that. They are Radio Lollipop DJs Dom and Chaminda.
They're hosts on the Evelina Children's Hospital radio station, which broadcasts just for the patients to cheer them up and reduce stress, which is good for health.
It is Thrilling Thursday.
I'm really excited. We have some very special guests coming in later.
I think they're talking about us, Chris. Let's say hello.
Are we live now?
Absolutely. Hi, kids.
So, what is it like?
doing hospital radio. It's great fun. The children love it as well, and if they're having fun, then we have the most fun.
As a kid, being in hospital is not the most exciting place to be, so it takes them away from the whole hospital environment.
What I want to know is what are the ingredients of a really good radio show?
I reckon you guys should go upstairs onto the wards, find out firsthand from our listeners what makes a really good radio show.
That's a brilliant idea.
OK, let's hit the wards and get
The top 3 tips to being a hospital radio show host. In at number 3.
Try to be funny a little bit.
Good luck with that one, Xand. Oi, what's at number 2?
Do good singing.
Do you think that the DJ should sing, or do you think we should just play the records?
Sing.
Really?
Uh-oh. And finally, top of the charts is...
Don't embarrass yourself.
That's easy for me, a little bit less easy for Dr. Xand.
Thanks, Toller.
And thank you, Summer.
So we found out just how important the job of hospital radio host really is.
But have we got what it takes to be on the same wavelength as the real professionals? Get it? Wavelength?
It's time for us to be hospital radio hosts.
So your challenge today is to take over the airwaves for 10 minutes each.
And then we want to see how you handle a special guest.
Right, this should be trivial. And I have a special guest in mind who I think will give me an enormous advantage.
I don't have a guest. Where am I going to get a guest?
Better go find a guest.
I have a professional DJ as my guest. It's Radio 1 Extra DJ Yasmin Evans.
And I am going to thrash Dr. Xand as a result.
Not so fast, Chris. Meet the judges. They're tuned in, ready to pick a winner. Who's the best? They decide.
Bring it on. I'll go first.
What time is it?
It's Dr. Crystal!
Hospital Radio's #1 Operation Ouch-based show.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Dr. Chris Show.
I have with me Yasmin
Evans. How are you, Yasmin?
I'm very well. How are
Good.
you?
I thought I'd been really clever inviting you along because you could really help me out. And
Yes.
in fact, it's just piled and piled on the pressure. I first go as a DJ.
I'm going to hit play.
I'm going to turn these up. And now we can hear Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber. We're talking over it.
But can they still hear us?
They can take us down.
Oops. I wonder if anyone noticed. It's a good job Yasmin's here.
This is a nightmare. Chris has already got a guest and I don't have one. Where am I going to get a guest at such short notice?
Okay, I'm going to try and work the screen. I'm sorry, everyone listening. I hope I'm not losing the judges.
That's Nick Jonas.
That's Nick Jonas.
Ah, there's so many buttons.
I got that.
Thank goodness Xand still doesn't have a guest.
Hang on, I've spotted someone. It's Laverne the housekeeper.
Can I stop you cleaning? Will you be a guest on my radio show?
Oh, I'll think of it.
You'll be all right?
Yep.
Come on then, come with me.
Okay.
Off we go.
Phew, just in the nick of time.
And for all the judges out there, I guess I want to leave you with the thought.
How much better this has been than Dr. Xand.
It's going to be. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Bye. I must say that it's phenomenally stressful. Give me 5. Beat that, Xand. Over to you.
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Xand. Oh. One thing's for sure, I'll give it a go. It's time for Dr. Xand's amazing radio show!
This is Dr. Xand, and let me tell you,
I'm gonna make your eardrums burst.
No, I'm not going to do it. Okay, that'd be bad. I'm going to give you...
Dandruff, how about that?
See, Chris? I can be funny.
If you say so.
We have an incredible guest, the world famous, the one, the only, Laverne Lodrick. Laverne, how you doing?
Hi there, Doctor. Good evening.
I'm gonna play some relaxing music. How's that going?
The judges wanted singing.
Because I don't give it to you. Don't give it to you.
Yes, but you are 100% embarrassing.
Now, what's the food like in the hospital?
Well, I've never tasted the patient food.
Never stolen food off a poorly child.
No.
That's a bad thing to do. I tell you what, I have done that occasionally.
What? You can't do that.
You're wonderful. Good night, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Time to admit defeat, Chris. Let's get the verdict.
So, guys, tell us who the winner is.
4-1 in your face.
You love me. You really do love me.
So, judges, what did you like about my show?
It was a little bit more funny.
Well, it wasn't really you, it was more of your special guest.
Ha! You got lucky, Xand.
Well, we've seen just how important the job of radio hosts like Dom and Chaminda are to the running of the hospital.
And although I did a lot better than you, according to the listening public, I think it is best left to the experts.
Have the headphones back, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you. I've got an amazing trick to show you!
Son, you've ruined my sausages!
Don't worry, Chris, because this trick involves making sausages appear magically out of thin air.
Really?
That's right! It's Dr. Xand's world-famous how to make sausages appear magically out of thin air trick.
Does anyone have any idea how I'm going to do that?
Tai.
What do you think?
You keep it inside your sleeve, and then when you clap it out, it comes out.
I've just spent the whole day with sausages up my sleeve.
Actually, Dr. Xand does often keep sausages around his person, but that is not how the trick works.
Judith, what do you think?
I think you're going to distract us with something else.
What's that out the window?
That was the moment where I should have
Yeah, you should have gone and got the sausage. So
that wouldn't be a very good trick, would it? Who wants me to show you how to do it? Okay, get your fingers and nails facing out. Hold them about a hand's width away from your face. I want you to look at your fingertips closely and then look through the gap between your fingers at the wall.
And what you should see is where the fingers overlap, a sausage appears.
Anyone see a sausage appearing?
Yes,
You can see it?
yes.
Did everyone see the sausage?
Can you smell it?
No.
So keep doing it. Now shut your right eye. What happened to the sausage? Went away. Okay.
Great. Now, does anyone want to explain how it works?
When you put your fingers like this and you look through the gap and you're so focused on something else, everything else around it gets blurry.
Okay, I think you're getting close. So what's happening is normally when you look at one thing, like a finger in front of your face, you bring your eyes together so the image from both eyes sent to your brain is the same. When you have an object in front of your face that's close and you focus in the distance, you get a separate image of that object from both eyes going to your brain.
So what you're getting is double vision.
And what's happening with the fingers is the double image is overlapping in the middle, and that's what's making the sausage. Today's hero is the hospital's very own Dr. Showbiz, Vicky Charnock. Vicky is in charge of a whole troupe of entertainers, keeping the patients happy with music, arts, crafts, and even animation.
So, Vicky, patients need entertaining, but you do more than that, don't you?
If you participate in arts activities, it can make your body feel better, and if your body feels better, you can feel less stressed. They're not just patients, but their families as well.
We joined some of the entertainers to find out exactly what's involved.
So what do you guys do in the hospital?
We try to use our music to bring a bit of a calming atmosphere and help with the stress levels. Sometimes you can see on the monitor a stressed child's heart rate actually come down while you're playing.
Ooh, Xand, listen up. Do you recognise that tune?
Of course I do. It's our theme tune.
Alfie's feeling better already.
As entertainment is so important to health, we need to get in on the act.
It's time for Doctor's Got Talent!
And we're going to perform a magic show.
Where's Chris? Oh, how come you got a cape? Because I'm the real magician.
We've got the toughest audience of all, the patients of Ward 3C.
Not 3C?
Our judges will decide whether it's a magical moment that makes them feel better or an embarrassing fail.
This is looking like a very tough crowd, but I'm not too worried because I've got something under my hat. I mean, I don't actually have something under my hat, it's just an expression, but anyway, I'm gonna win.
There's more to being a magician than Xand's fancy cape. I've been practicing an amazing trick for weeks.
Well, Chris, I'm up first with my milk into a hat trick.
And the instructions say I need a cup, bottle of real milk, and I need a hat. Has anybody got a hat I can borrow?
You're wearing a hat.
Oh, I'll use that then.
Take the milk and pour it into the cup that's in the hat.
Xand, the cup isn't in the hat, the cup's on the table.
Oh no!
Unlucky, Xand, it's going wrong. But the audience is finding it funny.
You think it'll work if I just put the cup in the hat? Now, it says sometimes it works if you use some real magic. Can you all say abracadabra, okay? 1, 2... All I can do is try and take the cup out of the hat.
Xand's trick worked.
So I put it on my head?
Milk in the hat. There must be milk in the hat.
Ra-da-da.
That's going to be a tough act to follow. Everyone was smiling and relaxed. But can I beat Xand with my ring off a string magic trick?
So what I need is something with a hole in it.
I've got a roll of surgical tape.
Roll of surgical tape. Okay, so that will do. So then I need a piece of string. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my shoelace. So who wants to come and grab my shoelace? You try pulling that one.
Ooh, audience participation. Clever idea.
Now we're going to tie a loop in this. Okay, now, can you come and pull on that for me? Can you pull on that?
Oh.
Is that tight? It's not going to break. Dr. Xand, maybe you could come and give me a hand, stand over here. For this trick to work, what we have to do is keep the tape on the loop. So can you just test that? Is the tape properly there? It's not
Tape's in the loop.
It's not going to
come
fall.
off.
So I want you to hold that end.
All I have to do is hold it. I've got it.
And are you holding it nice and tight?
Right! What?
Well, that deserves a replay. There it is, and then it's gone. I'm very impressed.
But what did our judges think? Time for the verdict.
Ready? 3, 2, 1, vote!
Let's have a count up. 5 votes for me. I win.
Okay, but I did get 2.
Yay!
Hopefully everyone feels less stressed, which will help them get well sooner.
Was it better than just sitting in your hospital bed doing nothing? Yeah. Be honest.
Oh, that's something. Even if Evie was just trying to please us.
You know what I've always wanted to do to the audience on Ward 3C?
What's that?
Make them disappear.
Well, that was a very impressive piece of magic, Dr. Xand.
Not us too.
Ouch.
Xand, what are you doing? You know there is no trampolining allowed in the lab.
Yes, I know, but I just thought
No
that
buts, Xand. We have an experiment to do.
Yes, I know, which is why...
Xand, could we please get on with the experiment?
All right. Today, we're going to be hearing about one of the most amazing pieces of body kit you've got.
Your eardrum.
Wow!
There's nothing there.
No, it is there. Right there. See? Oh, yeah. Now, this one is from a pig. It's similar to yours, but yours is actually a bit bigger. It's called the tympanic membrane, and this is the amazing piece of body kit that vibrates when sound reaches it, allowing you to hear.
Let's see one in action.
Now, I'm going to use this endoscope to show you my eardrum.
Now remember, we can only do this because we're doctors. You should never stick anything in your ears.
If you have a look on the screen, you can see that's my ear right there. You can see that very clearly. And then that goes into the ear canal, and that's lined with a few hairs, a bit of wax, and then that right there, that is the eardrum. The eardrum is only 1/10 of a millimetre thick. That is 5 times thinner than a sheet of paper, and yet it's incredibly strong. And if I hold my nose and blow...
I can make my eardrum pop. Look, you can see it's really stretchy.
Well, this part actually works a bit like
a trampoline! That's why I brought it in. Anyway, let me get the trampoline. Now, the bit of the trampoline I want you to look at is the bit that you jump on, the net. It's made of lots of elastic fibres that crisscross, and this makes it stretchy, but also very strong.
And the middle section of your eardrum is also made of lots of criss-crossing elastic fibres, this time of a protein called collagen. Some crossing in lines like the spokes on a wheel, and some arranged in circles. So it's also strong and stretchy, just like the trampoline. But how does your eardrum help you to hear? To show you, we have this. This is a Rubens tube, and it can show us what sound, which is normally invisible, actually looks like. If, for example, someone was to sing...
Sing? This is my moment!
OK,
Well, when Xand sings, the dreadful sound that he makes travels through the air in invisible waves, and if you're unlucky enough to be near him, they go into your ear. With the Rubens tube, we will be able to see the sound waves as fire. OK, Xand, take it away. Now, the sound that Xand is making is amplified at this end, and sound waves are then sent down the tube.
So if you could see sound, it would look like this. A wave of high and then low air pressure.
OK, Xand, I think that's enough. So the Rubens tube shows us that sounds are made of waves of air pressure. But to understand how those waves get sent into your brain, take a look at this. This is a model of an eardrum. So your ear would be there, sound comes in through the ear canal. This is the eardrum.
And this represents the ossicles. Remember, that's those three bones, the hammer, the anvil and the stirrup, that help transmit sound into your brain.
So now we're going to make some sounds, send them into the ear canal, and you will see what happens to the ossicles.
And Chris, I've queued up your favourite tune. Take it away!
Now the sound waves travel through your ear into the ear canal where they hit the eardrum.
This is why it's strong and stretchy, to cope with being bombarded with sound all day long. Let's see it in slow motion. Look how the ossicles, the green bit, is bouncing about. It's being moved by the vibrating pink eardrum. Cool!
The ossicles are what transmit the sound into your brain so you can hear the amazing music.
So we've shown you what an eardrum looks like and how it's made of strong elastic fibres, just like a trampoline.
And we've shown you how your eardrum works, vibrating as the sound waves reach it so you can hear.
Your eardrum is amazing, and that's why you have to look after it. So you should never, ever stick anything in your ear that's smaller than your elbow.
I'll say it's harder than you made it sound. Can I borrow your elbow?
That's better.
Today's takeover hero is ward chef Damien. Every ward has its own chef, and he's one of the incredible team cooking all the healthy, tasty meals in the hospital that help patients to get better.
This idea is all about making sure we serve the kids food as a part of the medicine, and making sure the kids eat breakfast, dinner and lunch.
Damien is spot on. Eating well and enjoying your food can really help people to get well quicker. So on the wards, it's the children who choose what they eat from a healthy menu.
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit, Ruby!
So, what do the patients think of the ward chef's food?
How has the food been?
Nice.
Has it been really nice?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're getting well fed in the hospital?
Sure.
And what do you think you're going to have for dinner?
Sausages and mash.
Do you think they're cooking it right now?
No sausages for you, Xand.
Oh, Chris.
So we found out just how important the ward chef is to the running of a hospital.
But have we got what it takes to step up to the plate? Get it? Plate?
The chefs make treats every afternoon to cheer up their patients, and today that job is falling to us.
It's time for us to take over as hospital ward chefs.
You're going to make cookies.
Cookies? Yum!
Yes, Xand, we've both got identical ingredients and decorations to make our cookies. They'll be judged on how good they are by Damien, and then Jacob and Dominique.
But before we start, we need some advice from someone who knows all about cookie making. Tilly Ramsey.
Hello, Dr. Chris and Dr. Xand.
Hi, Tilly.
Number 1, don't rush. And number 2, make sure all your ingredients are ready and laid out before you start. But most of all, have fun.
Thanks, Tilly. Bye.
Your time starts now.
Let's get cracking.
Just need the egg yolk.
I'm just doing this quite roughly. I'm not overly concerned with getting everything right to the nearest gram.
Winging it, eh, Chris? I'm going for a more measured approach.
Fingers, Xand.
Shouldn't have done that.
I may be in trouble here.
It's just sin licking your fingers, which is not a good practice.
Is that illegal?
Oh,
Better wash my hands again.
I've got some nice blue food colour.
I'll just have to make my own green by mixing yellow and blue. Perfect.
Oh no, Xand's using his hands again.
So are you, Chris.
Luckily, we've both washed them.
I am going to make one big biscuit.
My attention to detail will win in the end.
These are going to be the best biscuits ever.
There is my blue C, ready to go in the oven.
Tilly would be proud. In they go.
And out they come.
And now for a few finishing touches.
It'll take more than that, Chris, to beat me.
Oh, I ran out of icing. Now it says Dr. Crick.
Ha! Well, now I've definitely won with these beautiful... Ah! They're burnt!
Oh, dear.
Well, that's nothing a bit more decoration won't fix.
Et voila. Time to see what Chef Damien thinks.
Looks burnt and it's even raw inside.
Ha! Xand's is burnt and raw. I'm gonna win.
Sorry, Chef. What about mine? Yours is still raw inside.
Ha ha! Raw as well. Touché, mate.
But the look of it, it's not safe to eat. That's bad. We have to judge them on appearance alone.
We certainly blew that one.
Yes, we did. Utterly failing in our task by making cookies the patients can't even eat.
Don't tell Tilly.
So, after our failure, the verdict will be based on decoration alone, to be decided by the most important judges in the hospital.
Ta-da!
Wow, you decorated it. That's amazing.
Impressing already.
Right.
Yours is beautiful.
What? You think mine is beautiful? So, Jacob, you're not a sprinkles man.
Time for the result.
Which plate of biscuits do you think looks best? One for me, oh no, and two for Dr. Xand. His is burned.
So, we've seen that Damien and all the chefs here work really hard to make sure the patients get the right and most delicious food to make them well.
I think we should leave it to the experts. There you go, Damien.
The doctors and nurses in A&E are ready for the next patient.
I wonder who it's gonna be.
Could be anyone at all. Probably a total stranger, someone we've never seen before.
Probably. Waiting in the emergency department with her mum is 14-year-old Carmen.
My jaw is dislocated again.
Hang on, she looks familiar.
Yeah, I was on Operation Arts last year.
Ah, I thought I recognised you.
And it's happened again?
It's happened about 50 times now.
Did Carmen say 50? Wow.
So what happened this time?
Carmen was in dance rehearsal for the end of the year school show.
Ooh, was she tap dancing?
No, it was a big Beyonce number.
I love Beyonce. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Very tuneful, Xand.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
Anyway, Carmen was really busting some moves. But when the class finished, her face felt funny. She looked in the mirror and saw her jaw had dislocated again. Ouch!
Sometimes I'm able to get it back in by pulling my jaw down myself.
Well, now you're here, let's get a professional to take a look.
Meet Dr. Naomi Simmons, who's going to check out those chops.
Can you open your jaw at all at the moment?
Wow.
It's the temporomandibular joint which dislocates in the jaw, which is right up here.
Inside your head are 20 bones which make up the skull.
2 of them are in your jaw. There's the mandible, which is one of the strongest bones in the body,
and the maxilla. They're linked together by a hinge, which allows you to open and close your mouth.
And this time, Carmen's right hinge has become unhinged.
So I'm going to pop and get some Entonox.
The Entonox is laughing gas, it'll help relax my jaw. I'm getting quite an expert on this now.
Yes, you are. Dr. Naomi brings in the Entonox to our expert.
She also brings in tongue depressors that she'll use to straighten that sore jaw. But once the Entonox kicks in, Carmen has other ideas.
Because this has happened so many times, Carmen's mum has become really good at popping it back.
She uses the tongue depressors to help ease Carmen's jaw back to where it should be.
Is it back in place?
Is that right?
I think it is.
Well, it looks right to me. Let's ask our expert.
Yeah, it's back in place now.
You can talk.
Good work, Mum.
You know the score from here, really, don't you? Try to remember not to have any big movements of your jaw.
No more Beyonce boogieing for you, Carmen.
I think I'm going to go back to dance right now.
Can't stop you from dancing, can we?
Bye! Chris, what are you doing?
by measuring how tall you are.
But I can tell you exactly how tall I am. I'm 6 foot or 183 centimetres exactly.
Well, you might have shrunk.
Shrunk? I've not shrunk.
Well, you could be wrong there. We can all shrink a little bit each day due to the stuff in between our bones called cartilage.
The cartilage discs in between the bones of your spine get pressed down as you stand up all day.
So you might end up a centimetre shorter at the end of the day than when you woke up in the morning.
Don't worry though, because at night when you're asleep, the discs in your spine expand again and you grow.
Well, that is a relief. You could actually try this at home. Try measuring yourself first thing in the morning and last thing at night and let us know how you get on.
You have around 360 joints and there's cartilage in most of them.
But what does it actually do?
Well, take a look at this. What I've got here is a real knee joint from a pig, and it looks a lot like a human knee joint.
Come closer and get a really good look. This is what cartilage looks like. It's packed on the surfaces of the joint and it acts a bit like a lubricant. It keeps the bones moving smoothly.
Without this super slippy cartilage, it would be a lot harder for your joints to move freely.
So with the help of cartilage, we can move our knees and hips and other joints as freely as we like.
But cartilage isn't just in your joints, it's also what gives your nose and ears shape and makes them rubbery.
I think we can let go now.
Now, even though you can bend cartilage without breaking it, you can still damage it, and you can even kill it if the blood supply is cut off.
You know, it'd be good to be able to show this somehow, wouldn't it?
What we need for that is a prop. Where are we going to get a prop? Prop.
What about in the cupboard?
Of everything?
Yes, the cupboard of everything.
Oh, yeah! Got one.
This is Alex Corbisiero, England rugby prop. That's the position he plays. Get it?
Well, it's very good that you're here, Alex, because I think you have an interesting thing about the cartilage in your ears.
Yes, I have something they call cauliflower ear, which comes from playing rugby, specifically around the scrum, where the big guys get down and they push really hard against each other, and that causes rubbing and crushing on the ear, and gradually they get a bit thicker and thicker and start to look like a cauliflower, and that's why we call it cauliflower ear.
If we compare Xand's ear to Alex's, we can see that Xand's is thin and hollow, but Alex's ear is a different shape and has a big, thick bit.
And that's where the membrane that covers his cartilage, that supplies it with blood and nutrients, has been rubbed off in the scrum. The cartilage underneath it died and got replaced by thick, fibrous scar tissue.
You don't need to worry if you play rugby. Cauliflower ear can be prevented by taping your ears back or wearing a special rugby helmet.
I probably should have done that, but I'm happy with my ears still, and my mum still thinks I'm pretty.
Exactly, Mrs. Corbisiero, and so do we.
Now, listen, this is a bit awkward because we're actually done with Alex now, but I don't know how to politely ask him to leave.
You know what rugby players like?
Oh, yeah.
Rugby balls. Alex?
Well, that did the trick.
So, we've seen damaged cartilage and we've seen healthy cartilage inside our body, which acts like a lubricant, helping our joints move smoothly.
But what would happen to our bodies if we didn't have any cartilage at all?
Well, get ready to find out, Xand, because you and I are competing in the Cartilage Olympics. I will be playing for Team Cartilage.
And I will be playing for... Wait, who am I playing for?
You will be playing for Team No Cartilage. So, Xand, you're going to be wearing a very special outfit.
Am I?
You are going to be wearing a suit of armour.
This armour will restrict Xand's movement and make him really stiff, which is what it would be like to have no cartilage. Well, at least it's the best I could do. Event number 1, Ye Olde Limbo.
Let battle commence.
Battle commence!
The cartilage between the vertebrae in my spine allows it to be super bendy, resulting in this fine limbo action.
Well, you would say that.
Whatever. Can you compete? No. Xand's armour is forcing his joints to be stiff, just like they would be if he had no cartilage. So he's uncomfortable and clunky. What a donkey. And event number 2, Ye Olde Basketball. Just look at my freely moving limbs. It's a speedy slam dunk.
You are such a show-off. Right, move over. My go. I've got this. If I can just...
Xand is slow and stiff as a board. With no cartilage, he can't even bend his knees, and he struggles to get the ball. Off with his head, I say.
How did I do?
It was a close run, things on. But the final score was 2-0 to me.
So, we've shown you that you have cartilage all over your body and you can feel it in your nose and ears.
And we've shown you that without cartilage, your body would be slow, uncomfortable and stiff.
Right, Chris, that was fun, but this is no time for games. There are damsels in distress, and I must hurry to rescue them.